Most students fail the AZ-900 because they memorize answers instead of understanding the logic Microsoft uses. Today, we're fixing that. I have 10 exam-style questions that cover the 2026 syllabus updates, including the trickiest shared responsibility scenarios. Let's see if you can get 10 out of 10. Question 1. A company is migrating a legacy application to Azure using infrastructure as a service. According to the shared responsibility model, which task remains the sole responsibility of the customer? A. Maintaining the physical hardware of the servers. B. Updating the operating system patches and securing the middleware. C. Managing the physical security of the data center. D. Ensuring power and cooling for the server racks. The correct answer is option B. In infrastructure as a service, Azure provides and secures the physical infrastructure. This includes servers, storage, networking, power, cooling, and the data center itself. However, the customer fully controls the virtual machines running on that infrastructure. Because of this, the customer is responsible for the operating system, security patches, middleware, and applications installed inside the virtual machine. That is why updating OS patches and securing the middleware remains the customer's responsibility. Option A is incorrect because maintaining physical hardware is always handled by Microsoft Azure, and customers never manage physical servers in the cloud. Option C is also incorrect because physical data center security, such as access control, monitoring, and building protection, is fully managed by Microsoft Azure. Option D is incorrect as well because power supply, cooling systems, and environmental controls are part of Azure's physical infrastructure and remain Microsoft's responsibility, not the customer's. Question 2. A financial institution must keep sensitive data on premises due to strict local regulations, but wants to use Azure for high-performance web processing during peak hours. Which cloud model should they implement? A. Public cloud. B. Private cloud. C. Hybrid cloud. D. Multi-cloud. The correct answer is option C. A hybrid cloud combines on-premises infrastructure with cloud services like Azure. This allows sensitive data to remain on-premises to meet regulatory requirements. At the same time, Azure can be used for scalable, high-performance workloads during peak demand. Option A is incorrect because public cloud does not allow sensitive data to remain on-premises, which violates strict regulatory requirements. Option B is also incorrect because a private cloud keeps everything on-premises and does not take advantage of Azure's scalability during peak usage. Option D is incorrect because multi-cloud focuses on using multiple cloud providers, not on integrating on-premises infrastructure with Azure. Question 3. A startup needs to deploy code without managing the underlying server or scaling logic. They want the cloud provider to handle all infrastructure automatically. Which concept does this describe? A. Virtualization. B. Serverless computing. C. Dedicated hosting. D. Containerization. The correct answer is option B. Serverless computing allows developers to deploy code without managing servers. The cloud provider automatically handles infrastructure, scaling, and availability. This lets the startup focus only on writing and running code. Option A is incorrect because virtualization still requires managing virtual machines and operating systems. Option C is also incorrect because dedicated hosting gives full control over physical servers, increasing management responsibility. Option D is incorrect because containerization simplifies deployment but still requires managing container platforms and scaling. Question 4. You are explaining the consumption-based model to a stakeholder. Which of the following best describes this model? A. Users pay a fixed monthly fee regardless of usage. B. Users pay upfront for maximum yearly capacity. C. Users are billed only for the resources they actually use. D. Users own the hardware and pay only for power and cooling. The correct answer is option C. The consumption-based model charges users only for what they use. This pay-as-you-go approach improves cost efficiency and flexibility. It also allows better alignment between usage and spending. Option A is incorrect because fixed pricing does not reflect actual resource usage. Option B is also incorrect because paying up front for peak capacity reflects traditional planning, not cloud consumption. Option D is incorrect because owning hardware describes an on-premises model, not cloud computing. Question 5. Your team wants to build a new web application. They want to focus on writing code and managing data, while Azure handles the operating system, runtime, and middleware. Which service type is most appropriate? A. Infrastructure as a service. B. Software as a service. C. Platform as a service. D. Desktop as a service. The correct answer is option C. Platform as a service allows developers to focus on application code and data. Azure manages the operating system, runtime, middleware, and infrastructure. This reduces operational overhead and speeds up development. Option A is incorrect because IaaS still requires managing the operating system and runtime. Option B is incorrect because SaaS provides ready-made applications, not a platform for custom development. Option D is incorrect because IaaS delivers virtual desktops, not application development platforms. Question 6. Which of the following is a primary benefit of predictability in the cloud? A. Manually increasing resources during a holiday sale. B. Knowing performance and costs remain within expected ranges. C. Ensuring only authorized users access the Azure portal. D. Deploying resources across multiple regions. The correct answer is option B. Predictability means organizations can reliably forecast performance and costs. Even when demand changes, expectations remain stable and manageable. This helps with budgeting and planning. Option A is incorrect because it describes scalability, not predictability. Option C is incorrect because it relates to security and identity management. Option D is incorrect because it describes global reach, not predictable behavior. Question 7. A company moves its on-premises data center to Azure to reduce capital expenditure. Which of the following is now considered an operating expenditure? A. Buying physical backup tapes. B. Monthly billing for Azure virtual machine usage. C. One-time purchase of a server rack. D. Cost of the building that houses servers. The correct answer is option B. Azure services are billed on a recurring, usage-based model. These ongoing costs are classified as operating expenditure. They replace large upfront hardware investments. Option A is incorrect because purchasing physical assets is a capital expense. Option C is incorrect because a one-time hardware purchase is capital expenditure. Option D is incorrect because owning a building is a long-term capital investment. Now, let's explore some drag-and-drop style questions you might encounter in the exam. The instruction says, match each cloud benefit on the left with the correct description on the right. Question 8. ensures applications remain accessible during failures or maintenance. The correct match for this is availability. Availability means applications stay up and running even when something goes wrong, such as hardware failures or scheduled maintenance. Cloud platforms achieve this by using redundancy, failover, and multiple data centers, so users can still access services without interruption. Question 9. Dash is the ability to increase resources to handle growing workloads. The correct match for this is scalability. Scalability refers to an organization's ability to add more computing power storage or users as demand grows. It focuses on long-term growth, allowing systems to handle larger workloads without redesigning the application. Question 10. Dash is the ability to increase and decrease resources automatically based on demand. The correct match for this is elasticity. Elasticity means cloud resources can automatically expand during high demand and shrink when demand drops. This ensures systems always have the right amount of resources while avoiding unnecessary cost. Now, let's take a closer look at the rest of the cloud benefits. Agility means the cloud allows organizations to move quickly. Teams can develop, test, and deploy applications faster without waiting for physical hardware. This helps businesses respond rapidly to market changes, customer needs, and new opportunities. Reliability and predictability mean cloud services work consistently and deliver expected results. Systems perform the same way every time, with stable performance and dependable operations. This reduces unexpected failures and allows organizations to plan and operate with confidence. Great job on finishing these first 10 questions. If you got at least 7 correct, you're on the right track with the cloud basics. If you struggled with the shared responsibility model or the different as-a-service types, don't worry. That's exactly why we're doing this drill now instead of on exam day. In part 2, we are moving into Azure Architecture and Services. This is where the exam gets specific. We'll be covering the big 3 that many students mix up: availability zones, region pairs, and management groups. If you want to understand how Azure actually stays up and running during a disaster, you can't miss the next set. Hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you're the first to know when part 2 drops next week. I'm here to make sure you walk into that testing center with 100% confidence.